everyone. This is Tracy Una Wagner with Versatile Inspirations and the Lightworkers and Earth Angels Academy and Study Hall. And this is your weekly energy foresight for January 9th through the 15th, Monday through Sunday. For January, we are working with the traditional manga tarot deck, and that is by Lo Scarabeo, and the artwork is by Sho Zuding. And for this week, Monday through Sunday, or January 9th through the 15th, the card that came through is Temperance. And the message from Temperance is, you don't have to be, do, or have everything to feel complete. You also don't have to be or do everything for everyone, or even for yourself, in order to feel a sense of accomplishment. You are going to burn out and run out of energy before you know it. This week is a good time to learn moderation on all fronts, or balance. Take a step back and see where you may be overdoing, overspending, overcompensating, overworking, etc. And then tell yourself or someone else the hardest word to hear and listen to. No. It's truly going to help in the long run and will lead to a lot of healing in a multitude of areas in your life if you accept Temperance's gift. All right, so we have Temperance here with us, and it may not feel like a gift at times, but it truly is. It helps us get back into balance. Sometimes we are so busy doing, getting, and having, that we lack the ability to see when our batteries really need a long charge. So we need to get into balance on all fronts this week. It feels like it's not just about overspending. It's not just about overeating. It's not just about overdoing. It's about getting back into that balance within and being able to charge up our batteries completely and fully. So this week, our crystal allies are going to help us actually get into balance. So the first that really works well with balance is Amethyst. Amethyst is a great one to actually help us stay centered and stay focused. I find it's very grounding for me to work with Amethyst. It actually puts me in a very neutral position. So I love wearing and working with Amethyst if I'm really wanting to stay in that balanced state, especially if I'm doing readings or something like that. Amethyst is wonderful. It feels high vibe, but at the same time, it's brought your energy up to where it's more of a even keel. It's a very balanced feeling when you work with Amethyst. Now, also Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye very closely resembles the Earth's core. And so being able to be in that state of groundedness puts us in the ability to accept the balance. When we are grounded, especially earthly grounded, sometimes we're a bit too out there. Sometimes we are a bit too on the ground and too in that material space. But working with Amethyst puts us in that higher vibe, but also working with Tiger's Eye brings us into that grounded centeredness. So being able to balance that space, especially if you're feeling like you're a little flighty or you're a little out there, you're more on that spiritual plane, you're not in body. We need to be more in body to be able to be grounded. So actually working with these two are fabulous. Now, if you don't have Tiger's Eye, another one that is highly available, you can get them at most crystal shops, is Black Tourmaline. And Black Tourmaline is going to do almost that same thing as with the Tiger Eye, but it's a more grounded, it's a little bit more stuckness with being grounded or being able to center yourself within the grounded space of earth or the ground. being able to stay in that space. Now, by looking at tiger's eye, you'll see that there's the sparkle that's within, and to me, that just suggests almost that sense that it is an otherworldly crystal ally as well. So it's going to be not as a firm like foundation inside Mother Gaia, but it's got some wiggle room. It's got some wiggle room to where it feels like it's a little more that double grounding in cosmic grounding and with the earthly grounding. So it feels a little like it's going to accept those energies a little more. So working with these two, the amethyst and with the tiger's eye, feels like it's going to be a little more gentle of a grounding process if you don't feel like you need that much and you feel grounded, but maybe just to help you along. Now, when we work with black tourmaline, it's going to be more of a stuckness. You're going to feel grounded and in your space. You're going to feel very grounded to Mother Gaia, very grounded into body. So just know that even if you work with amethyst and black tourmaline, you're going to feel the cosmic balance with the amethyst, and you're going to feel the very earthly grounding, secure space. Possibly even if you're feeling a little flighty or not being able to come into body, I find for me personally, working with black tourmaline, if I'm doing a meditation or hypnosis, being able to be focused within, and it helps to bring my thoughts to what I'm doing, laser focus into what I'm doing. So that is very helpful. So these crystal allies will help you this week, especially with temperance or with the balance that we're seeking. Remember, that is amethyst, tiger's eye, and then with black tourmaline. So if you want some balance, this is a great week to actually do that. All right, so for midweek and end week, I decided to go with the Angel Guide Oracle, and that is by Kyle Gray, and the artwork is by Jennifer Hawkyard. And for midweek, and midweek is Monday through Thursday or January 9th through the 12th, the card that came through is Vulnerability and Freedom. So with this week being all about balance, there is a vulnerability when we are looking within ourselves at possibly some shadow issues. We are having to be vulnerable with ourselves and open up that space, shine a light on it so that it can dissipate. So when we do that, we are feeling a little vulnerable. And this is when we can reach out to our spirit team, our guides, our angels, and ask for help. Our crystal allies are there to help as well to create the space in which we can shine that light and still feel grounded and balanced to do so. That's going to help on that vulnerability. Now, if something comes up and we don't have our crystals, we can always reach out to our spirit team just by asking for some help. Grounding, putting a protective bubble around you if you're feeling like a little bit bombarded out from the outside world, and that's keeping you off balance. But once you do that, once you allow yourself to be vulnerable, to allow yourself, and you're just showing yourself these vulnerabilities, these areas in which we need to be more in balance, it's difficult sometimes to see that. And so prepare that space by offering yourself lots of love and self-care and a gentle surrounding. Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to make mistakes and to forgive yourself, and just know that you did the best that you could at the time that things occurred. So just know that this is not a judgment. This is just actually being vulnerable with yourself, shining the light on those things that need more balance, especially just this week. And then what happens is it creates a ripple effect, and that ripple effect becomes freedom. You become free of those things that no longer serve you. You become free of those things that were keeping you in that unbalanced state. You're going to be able to stay balanced for a lot longer, and you're going to feel grounded in your body here on Mother Gaia. And especially if you work with spirit, you're going to feel a lot more freedom in communication and receiving messages and receiving guidance and symbols and all sorts of things. Just even that communication part of it, you're going to feel more secure in how you do it, how you interact, how you communicate, how you receive communication, and not only from spirit, but from other people and from yourself, your higher self. You're going to feel more stable and more balanced in the long run, which is a real freeing feeling once you get there. All right, so for end week, and end week is Thursday through Sunday, or January 12th through January 15th. The card that came through is take a step back. All right, so even in the overall message from Temperance, it says to take a step back, and we may need to take a step back from doing the work. So at the end of the week, it may feel overbearing. You may feel like there's just too much on your plate, like you're just doing too much, you're overdoing. There again, take a step back, especially if you've been doing a lot of shadow work or you've been doing a lot of grounding. Just take a step back. You don't constantly have to be doing. We can take a break, take some time for self-care, self-love, some downtime, some quiet time, some time to just observe and just allow your senses to get bigger. And what happens is when we focus in on shadow, we get very internal. And we forget that there's this whole aspect of our aura that's going on. We contract instead of expand. And so allowing yourself to take a step back allows your being to expand the way that it's meant to. Your energy needs to be able to flow and to expand and to be. And so by allowing that, you're going to feel better. Now, sometimes we feel better when we're focusing on grounding, and we're focusing on balance, and we're focusing on the internal, shining your light. But sometimes just being allows for the expansion of your being. And when that happens, amazing healing occurs. And the work that you've been doing at the beginning of the week is allowed to ebb and flow in the way it needs to get you into this space of pure balance, pure love, your truth. So just allow not only the beginning of the week in that temperance mode of being able to focus in, maybe take a step back from just being out there, laser focusing in on the grounding and the shadow work. And then at the end of the week, stepping back again and allowing your being to just be. Thank you so much for spending some time with me again. Have a fabulous week. And as always, I'm sending you much love, angel light, and tons of gratitude. You take care. I'll see you next week. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Bye-bye.